Hey everybody, welcome to Combat Saturday for August 8th, 2020. I'm your host, DM Gallibond. Alright everybody, today on Combat Saturday we are going to be taking a look at the Javelin. And seeing how this weapon has evolved and changed over the history of D&D. So let's go ahead and start as we always do with the 5th edition version of this. And in 5th edition we'll see that the Javelin is a very cheap weapon, 5 silver pieces, 2 pounds. 1d6 piercing damage, and it's a thrown weapon, so range only. That's kind of the distinction of using a spear versus using a javelin in the game, is that with a spear you can hold on to it and fight with it like a pole weapon, and jab it at people, or you can throw it. With javelins, it is not meant to be held onto and fought with. It is meant to be thrown. And it has a range of 30 for the regular range, or a long range of 120. So as we look at the javelin throughout the history of D&D, we'll see that all the way back in the original rules, it was also a 1d6 weapon. Now, they didn't distinguish piercing weapons, but it was obviously a piercing weapon. 30, 60, 90 was the range increments. So if you were using it at a range of 30 feet or less, you would get a +1 on your attack. Between 31 and 60, no adjustment. And between 61 and 90, you would have a -1 on your attack. It cost 1 gold piece. Its weight was 20 coins, which means 2 pounds. And it was a thrown weapon. Alright, so in 1st edition, the javelin also had a weight of 20 coins, or 2 pounds. 1d6 damage to smaller medium creatures, 1d6 damage to larger creatures. And then, let's see, in terms of its cost, oh yes, that's right. On 1st edition, we have to go to the DMG, and we have to look at the weapons. Okay, so weapons. Come on. All right. Come on here, you stupid things. Bump it up. All right. Okay. So they put all of these things in different areas in 1st edition. Okay. Well, bother. Okay. Did they have? Did I miss it over here? I might have missed it over here. Oh, I missed it over here. Never mind. All right. Arms. Javelin. Well, interesting. Oh no, there it is. 10 silver. All right, so price of inflation. 5th edition, it's a 5 silver. It's a 1 gold piece item in original D&D and 10 silver, which is again 1 gold in advanced D&D. So in the second edition of the game, the Javelin was back to 5 silver pieces, had a weight of 2 pounds, and piercing weapon, speed factor of 4 because everything had speed factors in second edition, and again 1d6 damage, pretty straightforward. Third edition, the Javelin costs 1 gold piece, so now it's back up to 1 gold piece. Now here we get a little bit different. If it is used by a small creature, it deals 1d4 damage. Used by a medium creature, deals 1d6. Critical range is ×2. The range factor is 30 feet, or range increment, I should say, is 30 feet. Weighs 2 pounds, deals piercing damage. And then last but not least, 4th edition. So this is a weapon that appears in every edition of the game across all of the things. You get a +2 proficiency bonus for javelins, d6 damage. Range is 10, 20. Now that sounds short, but that's not 10 feet, 20 feet. That is 10 squares, 20 squares. So that's 50 feet, or 20 squares is 100 feet. And what that means is you can attack normally within 10 squares, but between 11 and 20 squares you have disadvantage on the attack. Now it's really expensive in 4th edition. It's 5 gold pieces in 4th edition. So there's that 4th edition inflation. 2 pounds in weight, so that hasn't changed. It's considered a heavy thrown weapon, and it's in the spear group. All the weapons had a weapon group in 4th edition, and that had to do with things like proficiencies and such like that. All right, so that is the history of the Javelin in D&D. If you have a character, or you ran a game where there was a character or a monster or NPC or something like that that really enjoyed using javelins, leave a comment down below. It's one of those weapons you don't see a whole lot, except like in the stat blocks that such and such a monster has a javelin. And a lot of times, party members will pick it up, they'll look at it, they'll go, okay, well, we'll just sell that first time we get back to the store. I'm not, as a DM, I really haven't seen a whole lot of players that have used javelins or have wanted to use javelins. They're kind of bulky and everything like that. They usually prefer to use bows or crossbows or something as opposed to javelins, if they're going to do anything with ranged weapons. If you like what we're doing here on the channel, please click the subscribe button. Click the post notification bell so you'll be notified every time a new video goes up on the channel. And in the description down below, you'll see all of my social media platforms and how you can watch all of the live stream stuff that I do. Also, check out all of the playlists that I have on the channel with both actual play and daily content that I put up that's more short form, like this one is. All right, everyone. Take care. Hope you have a wonderful week, and we will talk to you later. Good night, everybody.